Once you've picked out a domain name, you're going to need a theme. And the nice thing about WordPress is that you can go in and add a new theme, and it will keep all of your content, all the articles and the story and information will all be the same, but it'll have a different layout. And so I've actually put together a post called 99 WordPress Themes for Indie Authors that will actually sell books. And like I said earlier, I think it's safer and often better to use a minimal WordPress theme. So the ones that I picked out are all kind of similar. They have an author profile with a picture, probably a header, a simple sidebar. But they all have a little bit of different style. And when you're looking at WordPress themes, you also have to keep in mind it's very easy to change the fonts. So if you kind of like the layout, but you just want to change the fonts for the article titles, that's really easy to do. But you're kind of just looking for the basic layout, some of the style. You want to pick one that you like and one that's really clean. This one's pretty nice. I should have used that one actually from my author website. I chose another one. Maybe I'll pick this one later. There's a bunch of them in here. These will kind of give you an idea of what you can look for. You can, of course, find something that's more stylish or more like a landing page. But the thing about websites is it's mostly, you don't want a lot of style. What you want to focus on, you're going to need a nice logo header, which is probably just text. So you want to find a font that's representative of your genre. So if it's science fiction or thriller, you want a big, bold font like this. If it's more chick lit or fantasy, you might want something that's a little curlier, a little more feminine. I'll put a link to this website down below. This is another one I like a lot that I could have chosen. I haven't really picked a theme yet. Well, I'll show you the one I have been looking at. The other place you can look is themeforest.net. There's a whole bunch of them. Some people will say the WordPress themes coded on Themeforest aren't quite as perfect as the ones you'd find on other sites. But I found that they work pretty well and you have a lot of options. They're not all quite as easy or as perfect as some other sites. They have a better backend, they have a better admin panel, which gives you more options. But what I like is that there's just so many. And so I can actually look at the ones that I've just bought to show you the one that I had thought I would use. This is the one that I have picked out. And I can click on live preview and it'll show me kind of how it looks. So this is, it's actually sort of feminine. It's kind of like a salmon color. But I like, and I can change this font. I won't, this isn't a, this is a picture, not a font. So I can't just type in my text here. I'll have to remake a header that looks sort of like this or is kind of cool. But I do like the fonts. I like the layout. It's clean. It's not what we were talking about earlier with the landing page. And I don't really like having the menu up on top here. I prefer if it's down underneath. And with the landing page, I would want one flat page with a big sign up, like a big click here to sign up for my email. But I always do that, like instead of this banner spot, I would put that here anyway. I'd say sign up for 5 free books. And then if they click it, they would go to another landing page that's a little bit more information about what they'll get if they sign up to the list and a call to action. You could also put a big header in if I wanted a slider or a header. But mostly, I'm not going for a landing page, I'm going for a blog because I want to focus on writing content that brings in more traffic. So this is the one that I had downloaded that I'll probably use. There's also Theme Trust. They make pretty good websites, a lot of pretty minimal stuff. If you search around for themes for writers or themes for authors, a lot of the times what you'll find is not really a theme that's for selling books, but more a theme for showcasing your actual writing. So in some cases, like if you're a blogger, themes for authors. If you're a blogger, your text is important, your articles are important, but you don't want something that's just focusing on your text because you want to sell books too. So you need to make sure that it's set up well. Here's 16 beautiful and simple WordPress themes for writers. There's a lot of new ones. And some of these are okay, but kind of just simple, and they really just focus on like a nice big picture and just the text, which is okay if you just want people to find your writing, but you also need to think about where's your call to action, where's the sign up to your email list, because those are really important too. This is one I've used on some other author websites. I don't really like this big header up here, it's weird. Anyway, but you'll have to search around and you'll find, here's another good one. You'll see that a lot of them are kind of similar, where they have, you know, a big text logo, pictures, an About Me section with some links. That's basically what you're looking for. This one is Genesis. Genesis has a really nice big email sign up, but we're actually we're gonna make an image that you can click that takes you to another page to get your email sign up. I'll show you how to do that later. So you don't really need to worry about making an email sign up on your sidebar, which is kind of tricky. Anyway, a lot of these are simple. If you were looking for more of a landing page, I'd go back and search for landing pages. And the difference is going to be, instead of a really minimal, clean white WordPress theme, you'll get something that's more flat and probably divided into different sections. And I wouldn't really recommend it for an author website unless you're just driving people to your sign-up list, but you don't plan to have a lot of content or a lot of articles. In that case, it might be a good idea. But I think you probably want to write the kind of website where you can have a lot of content, a lot of blog posts, and have something for people to read, but also focus their attention on your offer and your sign-up list. So these are they're kind of like sales pages. A landing page is kind of like a sales page. So instead of having a lot of pages, it's mostly like all the content is just in one big long page and they just scroll down. It's really good for services if you're selling a service, because you can put all the relevant information. But I don't think it's as good for an author website, because I don't think your author website should be just a landing page for people to sign up or to buy your books. I think your author website needs to have some personality and some more content. So this is kind of a landing page where it's just all a bunch of stuff and it just keeps going down. It's good if you're like a sales page, it's just you want to have all the information on one page so that by the time they get to the bottom of the page, they're ready to buy. And that's much harder to do with a book. However, the nice thing about using something like this is like it usually has a nice email sign up. So if you buy something with a nice email sign up like this, or a call to action at the bottom, that'll save you a lot of time. So you could start with something like this. If you wanted, if you like the style of this better, that's okay. You can make a nice author website with it. And they also have a blog that's built in. Generally, I find the blogs on these landing pages aren't so easy to use. It might be something like this, which is a gallery style blog. They don't have just a nice, simple blog with a sidebar. And for me, I like having the sidebar there because the sidebar is where you can put links and other information that's important. So I'm going to go back to this theme. I had planned to use this one, and I'll probably install this one. But I might also try a couple of these other ones, which are nice. And I can just, once I set up my WordPress site, I can try a couple of these themes. I mean, some of them are free, some of them you have to pay, so I don't want to pay too early, but I might try some of these other ones before I make a firm choice. There's also, you'll find some landing pages that are like this. If you just have one book and it's more of a one product, like you're building your authority, there's a lot of landing pages that are just to sell a book. Or even this one is a preface as a WordPress theme for authors. So you can put your different books, and you can put a lot of different books. And it's a nice theme, but I still prefer a white minimal theme that has just enough style to match your genre. So that's what I'm going to pick for mine. And I've already installed WordPress So in the next video, we're just gonna take a look at setting it up, and then we'll add the theme.